Today we're talking about food plots and actually putting seed on soil. So we've spent a bunch of time over the last couple months talking about timber harvest and prepping the plots and even strategy on where those plots are going on the property, right? We've done all those things. We know what's in our soil, we've fertilized, we've done it all. Now we get to put seed on soil. So this is fun part. This is the part that we actually, when we execute well, not that the others aren't, but we're gonna drive deer activity into our hunting locations on the farm and have really good hunting success because of what we're doing here today. And so in Minnesota, when you do a timber harvest and you're grinding those stumps into the dirt, not everything wants to grow really well. And so we worked with Monster Buck food plot seeds to figure out what would be the best things to plant in these plots based on what we had to do to get them ready. Okay, so here we've got a plot, the one behind me, we planted oats. And we planted oats because we had so many stump grinds and the soil was so poor to start with, and oats grow on just about everything. We've got some shady areas, little kill plots, quarter acre to third acre plots that are, we've got closed campy timber around us. And so we want to make sure that something in those plots grows really well. And so we did brassicas and we did clover and things that grow pretty darn well in a shaded area. Then on the bigger plot, we've got about 1.5 acres that gets a lot of good sunshine. We went ahead and did soybeans. I wanted some traditional high protein soybeans that grow pretty well here in Minnesota. And those are gonna be great in those larger areas because if you put them in a small plot, the deer are just gonna come in and hammer them, right? And so having 1.5 acres, almost 2 acres of those beans allows us to get a lot of seed on the ground, and hopefully the whitetail population in the area doesn't crush them before they can mature. For us here on our farm, we've got lots of rocks. And we still, even though we've done a ton of prep in the food plots, we've got a lot of work to do. And so doing row planting didn't make a whole lot of sense out here. And so not only that, we wanted to keep our costs down as much as possible. So broadcasting made a ton of sense. So we simply broadcast over the top of our soil after it had been prepped and drug that in so we'd get good soil to seed contact, in the hopes that we'd have great weather, right? We try to time that right along with some rain. And if you don't, you want to make sure that you're irrigated to allow that seed to start its germination process. So with food plots, putting the right seed in the right location based on what you've got to deal with in that spot. For us, broadcasting it over the top because we've got so many darn rocks in here and we wanted to keep our costs down, not rent a 4-row planter or something bigger. Made sense. And then timing it well so that you've got irrigation or you've got rain, ideally, to allow that germination to get started is really the things that we're thinking about when we put our food plots in out here. Got them all in, hoping for the best, and hoping they drive some awesome hunting here in the fall.